What's up everybody, it's Destructive. I've been getting a lot of requests to make a build video. A lot of people have been asking me how I get such high spell damage and or dish out such high damage and have such high tankiness capabilities as well. And my max health fully buffed, which I need my food up, so I'll do that now. I wanted to do this outside of Cyrodiil just so you could see, and I'll show you later a clip of me doing a really good player, just to highlight some of the strengths and some of the weaknesses. The guy himself, he's not really a friend of mine, but I see him out in Cyrodiil a lot. He has really high damage, really high spell and physical resist, so he's pretty tanky and deals a lot of damage. So I'm going to show you that, and right now I want to show you basically our spell damage fully buffed outside of Cyrodiil. Inside of Cyrodiil you can get it up to 4490. Out here in PvP or PvE land it's not as high, obviously. 4072, yeah, so without any Cyrodiil buffs it's pretty high. But most of the time you're going to be running around with 3k plus spell damage. When you hit a pot, you're going to be at like 3.7 in Cyrodiil, which is higher than I was getting with Julianos, and I get a lot of tankiness as well. So I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible for you. I'm running 5 times Alchemist, all-in pen on the Alchemist pieces, heavy chest, heavy legs, medium shoulders, 2 times Kina. I don't have gold cliffs, so my max magic is a little bit low. Just got this gear, been having way too much fun with it to really focus on improving it. So you could push this up to 4k or 40k max magicka, no problem. Gold cliffs. Max health right now is 21,582 in Cyrodiil, comes out to 27k. Like I said, I'll show you later. Critical resistance is very important this patch, and with this build specifically. So you get 1510. A lot of people in Cyrodiil run transmutation, so that brings you up to like 3200. You already laugh at wrecking blows and even ultimates with this, so that's pretty high crit resist. Physical and spell resist they're pretty good. Unbuffed for a sorcerer, you have shields, and then buffed, you're sitting pretty. Okay. I don't run mines, I run Boundless Storm. Mines are pretty cheesy and you don't need them with this build. You can take people out without that. Greater Storm Atronach, I run that, it's very effective against the stam builds. Stam builds, I don't recommend Ice Comet, simply because they have enough stam 9 times out of 10 to block it. But you can set it up to where you cast Ice Comet and stun them with Streak. That's the staple there. Yeah, but honestly I would prefer Dawnbreaker, but those days are gone. So as far as CP goes, oh wait, first 64 in a Magicka, running Tri-Stat food, CP 160 food. The important part, the Magician, I put 80, 67 into Arcanist, I put more into cost reduction than recovery, but still decent. 10 into Tumbling. I could probably even take some out of Arcanist and put some into 20 or Tumbling. I would like 20 into Tumbling, simply because cost to break free is ridiculous right now. Elemental Expert 100, Elfborn 20. My spell critical is really low. Probably don't even need any in there. Could probably put more into Spell Erosion. 17 into Blessed because my spell crit is so low that I need my Healing Ward to heal better at a base number as opposed to on a crit. Thaumaturge, don't know what counts as a dot anymore. simply because Felicia's Curse counted, and then it didn't count, and then it counted again, and then who the hell knows now. Technically, it is damage over time. You have to wait for it. So, who the hell knows? 10. Resistant, 7. I had those were leftover points. Just put them in resistant, just because. 60 into Hardy. 60 into Hardy, 40 into Elemental Defender. These are good for me, good numbers. Thick Skin, damage over time effects, reduce that. 10, that's fine. 50 into Bastion, not running 100 Bastion anymore. Relying a lot less on shields. Shields right now are just kind of nice to have. Honestly, you could run this build with strictly Healing Ward, and you'd be fine. Perfectly fine. That's basically it for the build. See if I'm forgetting anything, any numbers. So our Magicka recovers 1435. Oh yeah, in that tree, I put, I don't feel like going back in there. I put 10 into Tenacity for my Resto bar. The passive that returns a lot of Magicka on a fully charged heavy attack. And then I put 10 into Tenacity. So basically, one fully charged heavy attack changes the game for me. If I am ever in that situation, which I'm really not very often, like pretty much at all, but if I am, I do remember one instance where it was basically, I was at a Magicka, one fully charged heavy attack brought me to where I needed to be until I had another pot. So, I mean, sustain, if you're not used to Sorcerer, it's going to be a little hard this patch. This build is very expensive because you rely heavily on tripods. That's what I use, is the tripods. It's going to be harder than last patch, but with this build, it's a lot more manageable. The bug where you can't CC break makes it into every single patch, including this one, at least until like a few incrementals. So this build definitely counters that, counters Zos's nerf to shields. I really think at least a variation of this build is going to be the meta. Rely less on shields. And honestly, I think Sorcerers doing it, this setup, they are in a better spot than they were pre-Dark Brotherhood. I've, in 1vx situations, and I know it sounds weird, you don't notice the shield change very much, simply because you are always recasting your shields. You're taking so much damage that you have to. Now, in say smaller scale like 1v2 or 1v1 like dueling, it is very noticeable, and this build I think really shines with that. 1vx is obviously a lot easier with higher physical resist, spell resist, and crit resist. So across the board, I just think it's a really strong build. But now I'm going to highlight a duel I had with a guy yesterday that was, he's a really good player. Like I said, he has high damage output as well as survivability. And he also knows what he's doing. So I'll go ahead and highlight that, and you guys can see what it's capable of. And then also after this, I do plan on uploading 1vx vid, strictly Sorcerer, and I do have a lot of footage right now, and I got it very quickly. So this build, I really don't know how else to say it, but I think it's super strong. It's working really well for me. So anyway, I'll show you the vid. Alright, so here we have a clip of a guy who just 3v1'd me. I was not happy about that, so I chased him down, got him by himself, and made sure he paid for it. Anyway, cast the wrong ult right off the bat like a noob. And I meant to cast the Atronach. I like more sustain while I'm trying to burst. It just gives you a nice little edge. But yeah, stam management is pretty hard on this build. Cost of everything went way up, but here we go. He's panic alting, and that was not the right time to do that, bro. Good job. Anyway, set up your burst, Malicious Curse into a Crystal Frag, Endless Fury before all that explodes on him, and then I dodge rolled, canceled a Crystal Frag right in his face to seal the deal. Good night. One thing is, I mean, you can see my health there. If you're confident that you're going to burst someone down, and that's going to be the end of it, obviously you don't have to cast it, but you want to keep your healing ward up. Basically before you're at 50%. But this build in particular is to get into people's faces. You're not running Daedric Mines, or at least I'm not. And you do still have your shield, so you can still shield stack. They're not as important. You don't have to. So there are other workarounds for that. I just prefer to do it. I'm used to doing that. But anyway, that's the build. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.